Welcome back, folks, to another episode of Business from the Bass Boat podcast, brought to you with the Serious Angler Network and powered by X2 Power. And guys, today we've been kind of teasing it a little bit last couple of shows, talking about some potential things coming. One thing I did want to talk about last week's show, or I guess with Matt Pangrak, talking about the costs to running the Bassmaster Opens. I think if you haven't listened to that show, it was an awesome breakdown on Matt's thoughts, someone I respect a ton in this industry, and his kind of thoughts going forward in tournament fishing and the expenses and the gauntlet that the Opens are. We really break down what it costs to fish one of those tournaments and his kind of take on it all. So I think it was a great discussion. Had a little bit of audio issues. I selected the wrong mic. That's my bad with that. But I have been enjoying Idaho, checking out some new fisheries yesterday. Had a blast with my girlfriend Kenzie and the pup up on a new lake that had largemouth, smallmouth, and giant perch in it. So that was a blast. And then I am headed to Table Rock for the Toyota Series Championship this week. Got a long road trip ahead of me, and I'm excited to get down there. Man, talk about a place where fall fishing, I'm just super excited. Smallmouth spots, largemouth, try and break that place down and represent a little bit of the west coast of things down there. And I'm excited with all of that. But today's show, we've been teasing quite a bit on just this show really is on the business side of the fishing industry. A big part of that has to do with the lending side, our partners over at RecLending. There's a lot of uncertainty right now in the world, in interest rates, all sorts of things. And this was something we've been talking about for months, both Todd and I, just on something that we feel like could help a lot of folks when it comes to financing recreational vehicles. In this case, right, a lot of boats. But without further ado, let's bring Todd in. What's going on, Todd?
It's fall, man. And I tell you, you just said that you got into a lake the other day, but man, I tell you what, those fish are insane up here right now. It has been so much fun.
It's that time of the year, man. I keep it's like from once it just starts to get a little frost in the morning, I think of all the fun that the fall has to offer. And then right now, like we're in late October, and that is, I mean, the fish to me just turned a switch. Like this last little bit here, like goodness, the aggression that they are hitting baits in, and especially in today's world, looking down at forward-facing sonar and looking at them, it's like, dude, there's 20 of them right there. There's not just one bite. Like they are together, and they are mean, and they are getting fat, and it is. And I just am so jealous of where you are in the world because you really have that going on.
Oh man, what do you remember the weights I told you the last time we talked?
I don't. I remember being astonished with some of how big the smallmouth were.
My big for the week was only a 598. But there were 2 sevens caught and like 5 or 6 over 6. And those are just brown fish in 3 foot of water. I mean, it's so cool. It was so much fun.
So much fun. And that's all lakes in the northern Michigan. Is that where that was?
Yeah.
Okay.
We just had one down here yesterday. I'm in the central southern part of the state where our office is. Yep. And they just had a derby yesterday on one of the little inland lakes. There were 2 fish over 7 pounds, 4 fish over 6, and it took 23 and a half in a 6-hour derby.
Yeah. And holy cow.
A 20-pound bag didn't get you paid.
Man, I love this time of the year. It doesn't if there is like, I really could. And I mean this, like I love fishing, but I could take off fishing in, say, and it's different where you are in the country, but like July through August is tough almost everywhere. Kind of honestly, even into September. And so it's like that time frame, if I could just spend more days on the water in the fall and in the spring, I'd be, that's the time you need to be out there because that's when they get in these groups like this. And
if I could start in April and fish until mid-June, and then just take it off and
Yep.
start again in October, that'd be absolutely perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I dead on, man. Well, I'm glad we relate to both that time of the year. We're both in places where it actually gets cold in the winter and cold in the fall. So it's just great to see. I like seasons changing. I like having 4 seasons.
I agree.
And man, we are in it, and we're talking a little off air just about rates, and obviously you've got a great pulse on the fishing industry, deal with a lot of dealers, talking about, our previous show, talking about how, bass boat sales are tough. And then obviously there's some guys who knock it out of the park, and it's just where people position in times like this. But, you know, rates seem to be staying high, going high, a little bit higher potentially. I don't know. What are has anything changed in your mind since the last time we talked around the interest rate talk and everything else?
Absolutely. The political uncertainty, not only with the stuff going on in the Middle East and how that affects markets and oil and all the other things, I'm not as optimistic it's going to change as quickly as I thought it was.
Mhm.
You and I've had this conversation that I really assume that sometime by the end of first quarter next year, beginning of second quarter, somewhere in there, we begin to see them taper off, and we still might. I mean, if things get situations get handled, we might. And I am more thinking that it'll probably somewhere in that third, early fourth quarter, we'll begin to see it start to dip.
Mhm.
But I don't think, and I've been doing some soul searching on this. I don't think from our promotion or from our sweepstakes standpoint, I don't think that matters. I think the premise of what we're going to talk about today
Yeah.
is still the baseline is still very good, and I think, well, we might as well talk about it.
Yeah.
So I want to do this sweepstakes, and I've called it the refinance sweepstakes. Okay, designed to help folks when the rates do come down, just have easy access to refinance and whatever boat loan they've got.
Mhm.
Now, there's a couple things I want to explain about this and about what my thoughts are on this and the nuts and bolts of it before we go into prizes and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
My thoughts are, or my plan is that we can take this group of sweepstakes entrants, I mean, for lack of a better term, take these.
Anglers, anyone with a recreational vehicle. I mean, people who
I
are,
don't pontoon boats, runabouts. I don't care. I
yeah.
mean, it's financially, it will just help in the long run.
Mhm.
Okay, the refinance will, and it'll help them mitigate some of the boating costs that they've absorbed so far this year and will absorb next year in terms of the extra money that it costs them in a payment. I think we can help if we schedule that and we plan that and we make arrangements for that. It'll happen, or it'll help. Here's what I think.
Okay.
If I can gather and corral a group of information, or a group of folks that are interested in a refinance.
Mhm.
Not only is will they qualify, and we'll do the sweepstakes and there'll be a chance for them to win stuff, but it'll also give me and give RecLending the ability to leverage that with a lender.
Mhm.
Lots of the lenders that we work with now are trying to get an idea from me of what the refinance book looks like. And I want to be able to accurately say, I've got 500 people that are really interested in redoing their loans, or 300 people, whatever the number is.
Right.
And leverage that with that lender so that everyone benefits, so that whether you're getting a new boat now, or you decide that don't want to refinance, you want to buy another boat, the rates are still going to be in that program better than normally what we could get. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and for folks who aren't privy to the finance world, it's like when you have numbers are powerful. We're seeing that right now in many things, one of which pro fishing world right now, just bombshells happening, right? And you're seeing
Yep.
anglers and groups but in the finance world, and forgive me if I'm not as privy to the recreational vehicle space, but like that is a niche part of banks allocations that they're going to lend out, right? It's a
Yep.
small portion of what they've got home loans, they've got personal loans, they got all these things, and then there's vehicles and then recreational vehicles. And with you and RecLending going to these banks that you've developed relationships with for over the years and are always, I mean, you're someone we're always talking and you're like, oh, I'm talking to a new bank about this. You're trying to find the best rates and situations for your clients. But when you are able to have a group of people and more people, your numbers you're allowed to say, hey, I'm coming here with this amount of people that are ready. If there's an opportunity, we can win their business. And with that, the banks say, okay, we can give a better rate because there's more volume here. There's more people involved, right? So you have more leverage to make a better deal for everyone involved. And most
Well, and
importantly,
it pits one bank against another bank.
Mhm.
So they know that I'm not just sending this or sitting down with them with just that bank. They know that.
Right.
In yeah, I've said it 1,000 times. Me and the lenders have an adversarial relationship. The customers that we take care of are our customers. The
Right.
banks are,
Yep.
and I just think there's a way that I can, like I said, leverage those lenders to do better for our customers. Does that make
Mhm.
sense?
Yeah. Well, I like the openness of this, man. The transparency. It means a lot in the financial world, right? Like you know, there's 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 one way of just saying, look, we're giving a giveaway, give us your information, but it's like, here's why we're doing this. And here's why it's going to benefit everyone and it's going to benefit them the most because, if you are looking to refinance your boat at some point down the line, at least this is an option. You don't have to do anything. This is simply like, hey, look, this is giving me the chance for RecLending to be on my radar when rates do come down. I'm getting a call. That's my thoughts with it.
I had a dealer call me after you and I talked the last time, and
Mhm.
he started the conversation with a scolding. He was going to scold me for talking about the things we talked about.
Really?
And I stopped him and I said, the only way that everyone survives this is through those customers and through that transparency. If they understand what it is that a dealer goes through, or RecLending goes through, a bank goes through, or what those things are, they're more like it's not. They're more afraid of what they don't know than what they do know.
Totally.
And the more information you give them, and the more upfront you can be with it, in my opinion, everybody wins. So
Huge, man. And I've seen that, man, in the lending space on both sides. I've seen folks who are they don't want to talk about what's happening behind the scenes. And to me, that's just going to instill fear and people are going to have the potential of like the wool's getting pulled over my eyes, right? Like,
mistrust,
right.
mistrust, and that's not good for anyone. And to be honest, I don't. I would answer a question anyone had. I don't care. But in this scenario, I
Mhm.
think I think I think it's valuable for the folks to know what my motivations are,
Mhm.
and what it is that I'm trying to accomplish and how I'm going to accomplish it, because they're an integral part of it. They're gonna be what drives the conversations with the lender that I'll have. And
Right.
to be honest, lenders are 50% of my business right now. That's all I do. I talk to banks and try to swing deals and try to develop new relationships and find new markets, and that's what I do. And this will help. It'll help us and every one of the people it'll help. And then I'll give them some prizes in the meantime and hope that everything goes well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's get into it a little bit. So,
Okay.
we've been working on the back end of testing out, okay, how do these fill out these forms on the website? What are our thoughts on promoting this? How can we get people involved and make it interesting? And so this has been a process, this has been a
Yep.
couple-month process. And so I think that's good to talk about, and just we've gone back and forth around stuff. To start things off, so what are the rules to the giveaway? And then we can kind of get into some of the
Okay.
prizes.
Well, we'll have the QR codes and links for everybody to click on or to scan to get to where the entry form or abbreviated application is. Okay.
Yep.
So there's a degree of financial information that we're going to need in order to say that we have that person's interest in a refi. Okay.
Sure.
We
Sure.
do a soft pull. We verify all of the information on the credit application. We do all the legal stuff, and then we'll go over the boat and kind of what the goals are for each person, and then it's simply going to get filed away. I'm not sending it to a lender. I'm not doing a hard pull. Nobody's going to look at it, and I'm not going to refinance anyone until the rates get to that point and we've had a conversation about it. So
Right.
so once my system tells me that the rates are down 2% for so and so's boat loan, it'll send us a notification. Somebody from here will call and go over with the customer what it is they're or where they're at, what they're trying to do, what we think it'll look like, and then the individual can make the decision to refinance it or buy another boat or do nothing.
Right.
Okay. There, by entering the sweepstakes, no one is under any obligation to do anything. It just gives me an opportunity to offer them something better than they could get beforehand. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. I think big things there. Number one, obviously, anytime there's a financial institution and you are having to collect information, it's
Yep.
important to show, look, this is a soft credit pull. This information is not being sold. It's a secure place to do this. And this is simply a way for folks. There's no to me, in my eyes, as the consumer, it's like, okay, all I'm doing is going to the website. It's reclending.com. You just scroll down just a little bit, and there's right there $10,000 giveaway, right? It's really easy to click on. I went ahead and tested this because I'm like, look, I don't I don't want to be sending folks to somewhere where they're having to fill out a bunch of forms. Like that's the least fun thing in the world to do, right? And we have to do
Absolutely.
it buying cars, buying homes, whatever it is. Like it is just like you feel like you're filling out all these forms about all your information. Well, this is abbreviated, like you said. This is one of those things we went back and forth on. I was like, look, this feels like it's a little long for folks. And you're like, well, shorten it up. Just get what information we specifically need to go to these lenders with. And so it's a quick deal. It took me, I think, 7 minutes to fill out this information. And it's just all that information going out, and you're filing it away. And when the time is right, you're giving them a call. And all that does to the consumer, it's no loss whatsoever. You got a chance at a giveaway. And down the line, when it's time to refinance, when rates come down, that's doing nothing but saving you money. And rather than having to pay attention to rates all the time and be like, well, I'm looking at this, looking at that, you have someone else checking in on you. That's my thought process with it.
We're just going to monitor it for them and let folks know when the opportunities arise and what the opportunities would look like and what we think the future holds for 'em. So if it's down 2 points and I think it's going to go down another point, then I'm not going to suggest that you refinance. I mean,
Right.
we'll have a conversation about it if you want, but I would like everyone to know that we're as protective of their information as I am my own, and everyone here is the exact same way. And you got to, I kind of we kind of put you through the test. So I
We
had
went
you
through the
fill out
ringer.
the app and let my folks kind of take the reins and do it like they would normally do it. First off, to help us figure out what it is that we had to say and how we had to to present things, but also for you to understand the folks that you dealt with and who my folks are. And I think that I hope it was a good experience for you, but I know that everyone here will do the best to make sure that they take care of everyone's information and that we do the best for them in the long run. That's all I can ask.
Yeah. Well, and that's so once you fill out this form, it's a simple, quick form. You will get a call, in that next time frame from someone at RecLending. And the reason that call is there is they have to verify that it's you. It's this information, right? They need to check just like they would if there was anything else. Just it's basic questions. Hey, is this roughly what you're saying? You owe this on your house or whatever the questions are that are coming up after that soft credit pull, right? As far as things go. So you get a nice call. They're gonna just say, hey, where'd you hear about it? And then all you got to do is tune in to Business from the Bass Boat, and on the Serious Angler Network, we'll be promoting this throughout the next couple of months. But on January 8th, giving away some prizes. And man, that'll be fun. We're going to do a live show there, which we don't do often on Business from the Bass Boat. We'll do a live show with the giveaway, the drawings, and see who gets to win some stuff.
Perfect. Well, let me tell you what I've come up with so far in terms of prizes. And there is some stuff that I know that you guys are going to do as far as swag too. So this will be the baseline. There'll be stuff that's added to this over the next couple of months, only because our clothing order is getting ready to go in, all the swag orders starting to go in. So we're gonna fill that cooler up with a bunch of stuff, and the folks are gonna get some swag.
Here we go.
From a dollar,
for those of you, sorry.
Standpoint, oh yeah.
On YouTube, we've got it pulled up just as far as a nice picture Todd took this morning as far as some giveaway swag. But go ahead, Todd, for those of MP3 just listening.
$2,500 to first place, plus a cooler, plus the cups.
Plus a bunch of stuff in that cooler, not to mention Business from the Bass Boat, Serious Angler. There'll be a bunch of swag associated with our apparel with that stuff.
Yep. The second place is going to get $1,500 plus the cooler, plus the cups, plus the swag.
Boom.
Third place gets $1,000 plus cups, plus swag, no cooler. $750 for fourth and fifth. So I guess 2 fourth places, plus cups, plus swag, plus all the stuff. So the swag package will be about the same minus the coolers. But I don't know, that cooler's the bomb. I mean, it is bulletproof. It looks like, anyway.
And it's got the wheels, and Arctic coolers are nice stuff. I mean, any of those high-end coolers to me are great. And I think what I love about this, Todd, and you and I and your team, and then my team as well with Bailey and Andrew, we talked about just different things when you came up with this idea of a giveaway. And at first it was like, man, do we do, you mentioned, what about entry fees for tournament series and this and that? But what I really like about this is straight cash. And you can make that decision on what you want to do with that stuff. So, this could be the pontoon boat, or, if say you're a kayak guy, right? We have a lot of listeners that are kayak guys. Well, they may have a camper. They have some sort of recreational vehicle associated with things. And so to me, it opens it up to anyone. And then one thing too that I forgot about on the form, at the end of the form, there's a referral deal. You can send it to a friend to get more entries into things, right?
Yep. You can have up to 4 entries. So if John Smith fills the application out, he gets an entry. If John Smith gets his neighbor Bill Lewis to fill out an app, and Bill has to tell us that he's done that, then you get another entry, and you can do that up to 4 times. You can have up to 4 entries in this thing. And I don't know. Yeah, everybody likes a contest, and everybody likes a sweepstakes, and I don't know.
And it'll be fun to tune in on January 8th and kick off the new year right. You might win some prizes, right? Like just went through Christmas season, money's a little tight, got some gifts, boom, there we go. So
And we might have to, I might get a boat show that day. So we may have to do it live from a boat show. I don't
Now
know.
we're talking. That's
We'll
exactly
see.
right. Well, it's a great time of the year, in my opinion, for a giveaway like that, because everyone's anticipating the next season. And to go along with, honestly, the episode last week with Matt Pangrak, it was like his mindset going forward, and I totally agree with it, is, you can't stop learning in this game and fishing and everything else, but there is, cost effective learning. That's what he was going off of. And this could be upgrading your boat with a graph. This could be spending time on a new lake. This could be fishing local tournaments instead of going and fishing a national trail. But that cost effective learning, man, to me, that's what this is all about. Is it's great because you can invest that into your fishing or pay back your Christmas presents, but it gives you the options. Everyone likes options.
And I don't want to lose sight of the guess. We're going to give folks an opportunity to refinance if they want to. But this is there is no obligation to anyone to refinance. Okay.
Right.
So if, when the time comes, if it doesn't fit or something, life's changed or whatever, that's fine. I mean, I just want to be able to give you the opportunity to help you if you want my help. Okay. And I don't know. The last time we did this, I bet 30 or 40% of the guys that took advantage of the refinance ended up re-outfitting boats, or they ended up,
Oh,
wow.
really? As far as like
I
doing
did
a refinance and putting new graphs
because because the refinance will be based on the value of the boat, not on your loan. And typically in the bass boat world, they don't. I mean, I don't run into a value issue ever. I mean, they go up 6% a year, pretty close. I mean, as far as the new boats are concerned.
Right.
So that lets that 2 or 3 year old boat, all of a sudden the value kind of sticks and makes it easier to do that kind of stuff. But just as many folks say, you know what, that $500 a month payment wasn't killing me, but now for $500 a month, I can get, PHX, or I can get instead of a 721, or you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You're able to change boats without changing anything else. That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's important. I mean, all it's doing is giving you options and opportunities, but you don't have to act on any of it. That's the best part. It's like you're not out by doing any of this, I guess is what I'm saying. You're not out information. You're not out, like, it's just it's an opportunity for RecLending to give back, and gives RecLending the ability to negotiate on behalf of anglers and try and get better deals with banks.
And I told you this the other day too. If anyone has a question about this, or they're something, just they don't understand something, call me.
Yeah.
Oh, all they let me do anymore is work on stuff like this and answer the phone. So
Yeah.
I would be happy to answer anybody's questions on it. And it's legitimately trying to do a good thing for an industry, and I mean that.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, man. Well, we wouldn't be partnered with you if we didn't see the openness, honesty, and integrity that you do business with.
Thank
And
you.
so I think it means a lot. And I
Thank
think
you.
it means a lot to the industry, and we need more of that, especially right now. So, man, with that, folks, all it is, and the links will be in the show notes. It'll be in the show notes on the YouTube channel. We'll post this on Serious Angler Social, as well as in the MP3. But it is literally reclending.com, super easy, RecLending.com. And on that homepage, just scroll down just a little bit and you'll see it. Enter our refi sweepstakes today, 10,000 in cash and prizes. And I like that you're splitting it up a little bit, gives everyone a chance, and a lot of stuff given away. So certainly appreciate you and RecLending getting all of this going for us, Todd.
One thing I forgot to mention last time, I'm a proponent of forward-facing sonar.
Wow. Boom. Let's go. I like it.
I don't know what else changed our fishing like that is, and it's not going to last. I mean, the fish are getting wise to it.
Oh yeah, you're seeing it all. I
It's
saw it this
still
week.
part of the puzzle,
Right.
and that's all we do every time we go fish is put the puzzle together there, right? So
Yeah, totally.
yep.
No, I'm man, I like it because it it changes the game. And I like that. I like when something breaks things up and changes the game. And I like when, Mother Nature always protects itself, right?
Yep.
Like things change around that. And the part that I just don't understand is the industry talk on like bait sales going down. It's like, well, no, certain baits are selling better related to forward facing sonar, right? Like that makes sense to me. It's a new
Yep.
trend. People are going to continue to buy baits associated with this, but that just means like anything else, nothing stays the same. As a producer of products, you need to adjust, or not to mention a lot of forward facing sonar has been on a jig, right? How long has a jig been around? Like it's just there's things that need adjusting, and those fish on the bank are still there, and I hope everyone goes and chase them out because I like fishing the bank just as much as anyone else.
Well, I had to put my 2 cents in, and especially this time of the year, holy cow! I mean,
Oh
it's so valuable.
yeah, oh yeah,
Because all we're doing is fun fishing anyway, most of the time,
right,
right now anyway,
yeah.
and it helps eliminate water, and it helps.
The
It's
learning to me, man, is what.
and it doesn't mean they're going to bite.
No, no.
It just helps you find them.
Yep. And it helps you learn the predator prey relationship way more than we ever did. Like that's the
Oh man,
coolest part to me. I promise you. And I don't know how Table Rock is going to go down. There could still be the bank stuff, but I promise you, I will be looking at bass under a ball of shad, and I can see them doing that. Like that is cool to me. Like we used to never, you just like, I caught one suspended out in the middle of nowhere. It's like, well, that one was out there because there's, a ball of 500 shad out there that he's sitting under waiting for one to make a mistake.
I think the biggest smallmouth I've ever seen in the wild was at Table Rock, out on one of those,
Really?
out over 80 foot of water, throwing a
Uh-huh.
spook. And gosh, it was so long ago. I mean, the electronics weren't what they were, but I mean, I got that fish hit that spook probably 8 or 10 times, and I never got a hook in it. But I got to watch this fish for 40 seconds. I mean, it was so cool. My dad was with me too, so it was a good story.
That's awesome, man. Well,
Yep.
great. Well, awesome. Well, Todd, I think we wrap things up, man. I
Yep.
think
Thank
this
you.
is a great giveaway show. And tune in, guys. We're going to be promoting this a ton on all of our social media throughout the off season, if you will, as we get into fall and to winter. And I can't wait to do the live show. It'll be a blast, Todd.
We're getting ready to send out some news to all of our customers now too, so they'll get that. And
Okay.
like again, if anybody has any questions, please just call. I mean, I'll try and answer whatever it is that you got, and put your heart at ease.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, Todd.
All
We'll
right,
catch you later,
appreciate
man.
you, Adam. Thank you.
Yep,
Have a good
absolutely.
day.
You too.